دار الجنان لها أمان والحياة سلام، وثيابها من لؤلؤ وقصورها جمال، وطيورها تجري على أشجار طيبها، أنهارها من عسل والمسك ريحها. هي جنات المؤمنين الخالدين فيها، أبوابها عند القدوم ترحب أهلها. ادخلوها بسلام لا خوف ولا أحزان. هي جنات المؤمنين الخالدين فيها. Oh, what a life if I step into the gardens of paradise. Nothing like I've seen, better than my dreams, and all for the tears I've cried. Oh, I pray I'm shown my brand new home with the Prophet by my side. And for that with ease I'd happily trade everything in my life. هي جنات المؤمنين الخالدين فيها، أبوابها عند القدوم ترحب أهلها. ادخلوها بسلام لا خوف ولا أحزان. هي جنات المؤمنين الخالدين فيها. أسألك يا ربي أدخلها مع الحبيب وصحبي في خيرها. With every word I write, with every tear I cry, a whole world beyond the unknown. Ya Allah, please take me home. هي جنات المؤمنين الخالدين فيها، أنهارها من عسل والمسك ريحها. ادخلوها بسلام لا خوف ولا أحزان. هي جنات المؤمنين الخالدين فيها.
علي ابن طالب صبيا كان شجاعا، عثمان بن عفان حكيما وله سلام، عمر الفاروق حكم فعدل فأمن، أبا بكر الصديق. These are the men who fought for freedom. These are the men who carried the beauty, had to push away the demons even though they were persecuted. They were closest to the greatest man, born to lead us through rain and storm, change the world through peace and love. طلع البدر على أمتنا من ثانية فتحوا بسم الله. I'm just grateful enough for their care and their love. I'm just grateful enough, raising إيمان high up. خديجة آمنت بوحي نزل أمانة، حليمة السعدية أم ولها حنانة، فاطمة الزهراء بنت رسول هداية، عائشة الجليلة. These are the women who sacrificed life and took the world right by surprise. I pray my mother, my daughter, my wife emulates them and reach new heights. These are the women who led the line, perfect lives for the perfect price. I pray to God that I'm certified. طلع البدر على أمتنا من ثانية فتحوا بسم طالع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داعي طالع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داعي البدر على أمتنا من ثنيات فتحوا بسم الله I'm just grateful enough for their care and their love I'm just grateful enough praising Iman high up praising Iman high up praising Iman high up.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Salaam Britain. Today we are celebrating some incredible talent making waves in the construction industry. That's right, construction. Who would have thought? And shining a spotlight on the Muslim community's contributions to this incredibly vital sector. I'm delighted to be joined by three outstanding individuals from Muslims in Construction who were recently recognized at the Muslims in Construction 2025 Gala for their experience, innovation and commitment to advancing diversity and inclusion in the industry.
Yes, let me introduce our guests. First, we have Vaseema Hussain, a chartered construction professional with nearly 20 years of experience in the built environment. Vaseema is the BIM and Information Systems Manager at Waits Residential, a passionate advocate for inclusion and mentoring, and the winner of the MIC 2025 Professional Excellence Award. SubhanAllah.
Wow. And next,
Yes.
we're joined by Husna Ahmed, a 22-year-old junior project manager and entrepreneur who is already making a mark in the construction industry whilst managing her own side business. MashaAllah.
And finally, we have Saqib Paracha, a chartered quantity surveyor at Bovis Consult, specialising in major infrastructure, rail, aviation and telecoms. Saqib is also the founder of the world's first AI assistant for quantity surveyors and was recently awarded the Knowledge and Mentorship Award at the MIC Gala 2025. So,
Wow. Now that is a load of mouthful of loads of awards and loads of information. And you're not going to understand it until you actually see the faces behind all of these awards and achievements, mashallah. So let's welcome our guests, Saqib, Vaseema and Husna, mashallah. Hunsa,
mashallah. Assalamu
alaikum. How are you all?
Good, alhamdulillah.
Good, mashallah. Well, listen, welcome first and foremost. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're very proud to have you, all three of you here. I looked at those awards, mashallah, on the table right there. I'm going to show our audience in a little while. I was like, wow, mashallah, we are in the presence of winners and game changers.
MashaAllah, absolutely fantastic. You know, construction isn't something we automatically associate with Muslims and Muslim women especially, but mashallah, you are changing the mindsets of people, changing the narrative, and what more could we ask for? SubhanAllah, very, very pleased.
So we'll start off with the youngest, and we will ask you the first question, which is about the award itself. How does it feel to be recognised for this?
Genuinely, I was quite grateful to be recognised for this award. Not so much for the award, more for what it represents. I feel like it represents the support, the community, the encouragement, like communities like MIC provide. So yeah, it was quite great. It was good.
I love how you reflect it back to the people that supported you through it and not yourself, mashallah. That's really lovely. Because, you know, it takes all the systems in place to produce these. You can say, oh, mashallah, it's very, very good to recognise it.
I was very surprised. I wasn't expecting it. The category that professional excellence, you know, there were some amazing people and I was honoured to just be nominated alongside them. But like Hunsa, I mean, you have to give it back to the community that helped you build yourself and the community as a whole in construction that helped you get to where you are. Genuinely really, really grateful for it.
MashaAllah. And yourself, Brother Saqib?
If I'm honest, I was overwhelmed. I was not expecting it. I had my camera on record because I thought the brother next to me was going to get it.
SubhanAllah.
And I quickly passed the phone over. But it's from the people that nominated me. I was, you know, knowledge and mentorship. I never thought in my career that I would get something so prestigious and so precious. Alhamdulillah, very, very sort of humbled and proud at the same time.
Yeah, wow, it's incredible.
It is. No, obviously this is where we are now, but can you share with us some of your journey of how you even started? Because when I think of construction, you're really changing my view of construction, subhanAllah. How did you even think it was something that you'd want to get involved with? We start with you, Hunsa. Was it just an opportunity just came
It wasn't
up?
something that I thought to go into, but I had people like Vaseema around me who I've seen who've been in the industry for a long time. So what may seem like it wasn't accessible to people like me, it definitely was, and I don't regret going into it at all.
MashaAllah. And Vaseema, where did your journey start?
About 20 years ago.
MashaAllah.
Long time ago, alhamdulillah. Again, it wasn't an easy, it wasn't always an easy journey, but at the same time, you have to appreciate those lessons that you learn throughout the journey. It wasn't something that my family were expecting me to do. My family are teachers and educators, and everybody went down that route, and I was encouraged very much to go down that route. But because I get this technical ability from my dad and a creative ability from my mum, and for me that was definitely a route that was possible. There were very few Muslims in the industry at the time, and even fewer Muslim women, and no one that really covered within the industry. So when you're walking around like this on site, it was a conversation with many people on the way. But alhamdulillah, you know, it's been a journey.
Alhamdulillah. Brother Saqib.
Well, my journey started about 15, 16 years ago actually, where I didn't really know which direction to go into, and sort of fell into quantity surveying purely because of what was going on in Dubai, to be fair. Everyone was telling me, oh, there's a huge boom there. And me not really having a good direction. Growing up, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Sort of fell into it, did the degree. But my career elevated after COVID. That's when I got chartered.
MashaAllah.
And people around me just said, oh, could you help us? And I was like, yeah, of course I can help. And that's when I started getting recognised, and it really just grew from there. But there were a lot of lessons learned along the way, a lot of challenges. It's very similar, you know, brown person in an industry which you just don't see people like me normally. So,
absolutely.
Breaking that mold.
Now, Vaseema, I mean, you mentioned 20 years ago, so I'm guessing we're on the same like generational level here. And yes, 20 years ago it was so hard to do anything that was different from what our parents were used to seeing. So, you know, talk me a little bit through your journey. Like, how did you say, no, I'm going to do this? And then navigated your way through those challenges. And is there any memory that sticks with you and you look back at it and think, I could have quit at that time, but I kept my head up?
That's a really good question. There were many points in my journey where I felt were really difficult. When my journey started and I originally decided to go in towards an architectural direction, culturally, it's not the done thing.
No.
And in our culture, you know, things like being a lawyer or, you know, a doctor are more, or a teacher are more acceptable. More acceptable. So for me to say that I want to go into construction was quite a long conversation that I had with my parents. But alhamdulillah, they were supportive. They were happy for me to go into the industry as long as I didn't forget myself, forget my deen, forget my culture, forget who I am as a person. And that's what stayed with me throughout my entire 20-year journey. There were doors that were closed to me. It was difficult to get in at the beginning. And you have to prove yourself a bit more than others within the industry.
How did you keep doing that? Like, on the moments where you were at your lowest, what did you do or say to yourself to put that spark back in your
Dua.
step?
It was dua, you know, subhanAllah, like Allah's been with me. And it wasn't until recently I found out about Muslims in construction, but had that have been around when I was there 20 years ago, I would have had that support that I needed externally. But I very much, dua has been my strength throughout my journey. And also those people that I've connected with that I've had to help educate in terms of who I am and where I draw the line for certain things.
And you know the irony in what you're saying, is so beautiful, because if we actually look into architecture and if we actually look at some of the most beautiful landmarks across the world, you realize what a pivotal role the Muslims have played in these buildings. And we're going back centuries. You know, you can go back to the palaces and the forts that were built across the world. Subhanallah. And yet for you to say that if that had been around 20 years ago, it was around centuries ago, but it just took so long to be recognised, subhanAllah. So
I think it was a male-dominated profession, regardless of what century you look at. So women are only now pushing into the industry, and especially Muslim women. And visibility is key to having more Muslim women in it.
Do you find there's more Muslim women in it now?
There really are, and I didn't quite realise how many until I joined Muslims in construction, because you're quite often the only Muslim, the only woman that covers, very few females. So I started to realise just how many there were.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. So you know what, the next question brings me on to your mentoring question, and it's closely linked to Hunsa. No, I'll get it right by the time the interview finishes. Hunsa, obviously we've got Vaseema, who's been in the field for a very long time, and you already mentioned that, you know, she supported you in that journey. So, you know, we're going to strip back a little bit and go back to where you started. Was this something you wanted to get into, or how did you get into it, and how has that support, you know, shaped the narrative for you?
Like I said before, it's definitely not something that I thought I was going to be going into, but my support system was great from the beginning. So coming into the industry, I did find it quite hard. I just broke into the industry just over a few months ago. So I'm still at the learning and growth stage.
And you won an award?
Yeah.
MashaAllah, that's saying something.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm still at the learning and growth stage. I wouldn't say like I've built up that experience yet, but I'm learning.
And how have you found the mentoring? Is it pivotal? Is it something that's required?
Definitely, especially like coming into MIC, it's not just one level of industry professionals, it's like a bunch of different levels of industry professionals that come together. So to get that advice and that mentorship, I think communities like MIC do promote that, and I do think it's beneficial for early careers like me.
MashaAllah, that's beautiful to hear, very, very inspiring. Brother Saqib, I just want to bring you back into the conversation. You mentioned earlier on that it was only after COVID actually that you felt like things actually started to open up for you, which is very interesting because it was quite a pivotal time for everyone, and for some people it did go south. So how did you find for you, you were able to turn things around, or alhamdulillah, you were able to take an opportunity to make things work for you?
I think if we look at it in the sense that construction, it was very much, you need to be in the office 5 days a week. As soon as COVID happened, there was a bit more flexibility now. I could be at home, and that meant I'm now on the internet. I can use LinkedIn, I can use things that allow me to sort of showcase what I'm up to. And that's when I really got through my chartership, got myself chartered, and I really just put it out there that if anyone needs support, come to me, and you know, I'll give it. Because I've just gone through the experience. I spent 8 years understanding what the chartership process is, and I was able to, alhamdulillah, help within a space of a year 4 brothers, and they got themselves chartered. And I think it really is saw an opportunity where instead of locking yourself in your room in front of a screen, just speaking to the same people over and over again, it's right, let's use the tools that we have and really expand the networking virtually and digitally. So that's how I think
So clearly
it happened.
the response was very good then.
Yeah,
You had a great response coming through.
That's right.
So on that note, I've got 2 questions. Actually, no, I had 2 questions. I only have one because you've already highlighted that the response was good. How important do you think then mentorship is in kind of helping people that don't know much about this sector?
Very, very important. So I think I always look back to my own experience. In my first 4 or 5 years, I felt like if I had the right guidance and mentorship, just using my education and chartership as a pinpoint in my life, that would have happened a lot sooner. But I think it happened when it needed to happen, and I lived through that life experience and that work experience to allow me to then go ahead and mentor other people coming in.
Mashallah, and hence these wonderful awards. And the thing is, that is what happens when you're mentoring someone, you are sharpening your own tools as well. Right. So it's a win-win, subhanAllah. Right. That's absolutely fantastic. And so you've already mentioned, Vaseema, that you do see a lot more women, Muslim women, and women in general, I'm sure, in the construction. And do you find that it's taken off a new life of its own? Construction is going to mean something else now to people in the future.
Yeah, I think what Saqib was saying was, in terms of digital evolution, it's taken on a whole new meaning, and that's part of my role now, is pushing that digital narrative into construction, which is very much an archaic industry. But it's the same when it comes to women within the industry as well. I think when you have that visibility and you see women in higher positions in that, so those very niche industries, that's when you get that push for other women to say, well, actually, there's someone there that looks like me. I could do that too. And I think that's very much what MIC brings to the Muslims within the industry, and those thinking of going into construction as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. And what I know you said this is your remit, it's your speciality. So for 2026, what kind of projects can we expect to see on the forefront?
So, I mean, in terms of residential, I would say, the key now is sustainability. That's the key word within the industry right now. So trying to make buildings more sustainable, especially homes as well. And I think that is now, in terms of the digital evolution as well, that is all supporting that coordination within the industry. So sustainability is definitely what you're going to see more of within buildings going into the future.
Yeah. Okay, so in terms of sustainability, I'm going to bring it to you, Hunsa. Yeah, I'm going to do this every time, Hunsa. I'm going to bring it to you because obviously you're young. Yeah, your generation is all about sustainability. You know, I am just kind of getting there slowly. Talk to me a little bit about your kind of vision for sustainability in MIC.
Well, currently where I work at Eco-Efficient Home Solutions, we work for delivering sustainable projects and like retrofit and stuff. So that is already in the pathway of my work, so it's kind of focused on that. So it's quite interesting. Like I said, I'm still at the learning and growth stage. So I am learning as I go along, and I do think going forward, the things that are being put in place are for a greener future, to reduce carbon emissions. That is the whole point for sustainable construction.
Absolutely.
Inshallah. And
sounds good, huh?
Yeah, no, it sounds absolutely fantastic. You know, I just feel like when I see you, I see future. I see that we're moving with the times, because as we know, the world is changing every moment. You know, things are improving, things are getting better, hopefully, but definitely things are changing. And the fact that, you know, we're linking the AI with the construction again, which is your sort of domain, how do you see the future for us in terms of the AI plus the construction?
So I think it will speed up the way we work a lot quicker, and sustainability comes into it as well. We can now spend our time giving that human advice and life experience advice to clients and suppliers and contractors like we need, and the AI in the background is working out the most efficient way to do something. So when we look at a building being constructed, the AI is actually there to give advice on the program timescales, where can the materials come from, who can actually work on the site in a much more sustainable way. Reducing waste is ultimately what it comes down to as well.
Okay, so look, we've got some young people with that are watching. This show goes on repeat as well later some point in the day. If they want to get into construction, if I could just take a short piece of advice from all of you, what do they do? Like, should we say, what do they need, what do they need to do, and how?
Okay. I would start with just Google careers in construction. Very, very simple.
Yeah.
Look at the big consultancies, or if you're not there yet, look at the universities that have suitable courses. Having said that, you don't need to have a construction course to graduate and become a construction professional.
Yeah.
There's a lot of non-cognate.
Or something.
You can go through a non-cognate route as well. It's a slightly longer process, but you come with a different mindset, and there's a lot of consultancies and contractors that help. Yeah.
Okay. And Vaseema?
There's more than one way to get into construction. I think is know what you enjoy, know what you want to do. do your research on it and join groups like MIC, because that's where you can build your network, and network is incredibly important in an industry like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And Hunsa?
Literally going based off what Vaseema said, coming into communities like MIC, I do think that inclusion is there, shown, but I don't think it's shown enough. And to break into that, I feel like people like to be specific, people like me who look like me, they probably think this kind of industry is not accessible to them, but they're wrong. It is. It's just not showcased enough.
Yeah,
Hence,
Hence the awards and the ceremony that you guys just had, mashallah.
No, absolutely.
And
just to say, you know, in the past we thought of construction as bricklayers, so I think it's really nice to turn around. That it's not just bricklayers here. You know, construction is much more than that. Subhanallah.
no, I don't know. I didn't think of construction as like that, but I guess we all have our own narratives. Just to wrap it up, I just want you all to tell us one at a time, what's your goal? What's your next goal for 2026, inshallah? We already know what yours is, mashallah. And how can people connect with you? Yeah, should we start with you, Saqib?
Okay, our goal for 2026 really is just to keep mentoring people around. I would say definitely people to join the MIC, the Muslim Construction, and just reach out to me because I'm available. And I would say just, yeah, that's it.
Explore it a little bit.
Explore it a little bit, yeah.
Vaseema?
My goal within construction is to help mentor the next generation, people like Hunsa, and encourage them to come into construction. My long-term goal is space, so inshallah, one day in the near future.
I'll join you.
Inshallah.
We'll have you back for that one.
Yeah, definitely.
And how do we find you?
On LinkedIn, so Vaseema Hussain, but also reach out to the MIC community. We're all there, especially those of us who have been in the industry for a long time. We're all here to mentor as well.
MashaAllah. And Hunsa.
Yes.
Hunsa, I got it right.
For me, it's more, like I said, to improve where I am as I've started just now. So hopefully this is not for next year, this is more for years down the line, hopefully one day to gain that project manager role and to hopefully one day be chartered.
Inshallah, inshallah. And we can find you on LinkedIn?
Yes, Hunsa Ahmed.
Absolutely. Right,
Wonderful,
brilliant.
Wonderful.
Sorry.
No, absolutely wonderful. No, it's just wonderful to see the awards, wonderful to see the faces, and thank you so much for coming in and sharing your journey in construction with us so far.
Amazing. Now, if you're exploring a journey, you know, we've got so many young people right now that are doing their GCSEs, they're doing their A-levels.
Sometimes they don't know what to do.
They're looking for work experience. Why not? Personally, if I could go back, I would be an architect. Yeah, subhanAllah. Like, and I tell my son all the time, be an architect, be an architect. But he's like, no. All right, okay. But anyway, alhamdulillah. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go for a short break.
Yes.
Are we going to come back?
We'll see you back after the break. Don't go anywhere.